Can you catch it? Shout out to my ag man, Mr. Valdemir. I will be cleaning this area up. He's like, look, he's like, you have a great background, except for I sometimes see too much. Let me see if this makes that better. I just look short. Oh, this might actually be better. I'm here to give you, this is Jay Essence Journey. I'm here to give you the COVID updates, telling you what's happening because we just had some communique released. And to be honest with you, this is like the topic of everyone's conversation. What's going on? What's going on is the COVID restrictions, what's going on. And I'll be sending this out to a couple of our members who are coming so you can make at least educated plans about what you're going to do if you're planning to come and visit in January, February, or even March. Now, note, right now, things are always being checked at least at like a 2 to 4 week piece in process. And let's be honest, nobody truly knows the answer to anything. So a lot of things is speculation. But I can tell you as of today, which is January the 7th, we have new communication from the Prime Minister. And I am going to go onto the Twitter site so you can see it yourself and you can follow in on these updates. There are some changes. So let's pay attention to this. And I'm going to read it out loud. This is straight from the office of the Prime Minister. And it's saying that the government of Rwanda has updated measures to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 virus, given the continued increase in the number of cases. And I'm going to show you that because when I looked on, today is Friday, when I looked on Wednesday, they were at 1,393 cases a day. And so that's a big, big difference. All citizens and Rwandan residents are urged to get fully vaccinated and, when eligible, get booster shots. Vaccination increases protection against infection, serious illnesses, and hospitalization that is caused by COVID-19. In addition, the public is urged to get frequently tested and encouraged to work remotely, if and when possible, and while continuing to observe preventative measures. Now, I'm going to have to show you some things. So after this, there was another message that came out. If you're part of the My Cousin Connection team and, in our things, there was a list of organizations that have been fined, and some of them have been shut down on temporary measures for not following through on the expected protocols by RBC. So before we get to that, I'm going to continue reading through this so you can understand what exactly is happening. Now, the following measures will take effect nationwide starting Monday, January 10th, 2022, and it will be reviewed after 2 weeks upon the health assessment there. So while today's Friday, we have the weekend, and then Monday we start these new things. Now, movement is prohibited between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. All businesses must close by 9 p.m. That is actually no change. Our curfew is staying the same. B, arriving and departing passengers at Kigali International Airport must present a negative COVID-19 PCR test taken 72 hours prior to departure and must comply with health guidelines. Same. C, all arriving passengers. Change. All arriving passengers must quarantine for 24 hours. 24 hours at a designated hotel at their own cost. A COVID-19 PCR test will be taken upon arrival, and an additional mandatory PCR test will be performed on day 3 at your own cost from the arrival date at the designated testing site. So we have gone back on the measure of the 3-day quarantine. That was holidays, y'all. If you really ask, I knew that was because of the holiday. D, schools will resume in line with the current school calendar. Ministry of Education will provide detailed guidelines. And that's more of the public schools were on a different school calendar because of COVID restrictions. E, Public offices will continue with essential staff at no more than 15% capacity. Employees shall work from home, except for those providing essential services. F. Private offices will continue with essential staff at no more than 30% capacity, while other employees continue to work from home on a rotational basis. G. Business owners nationwide must ensure employees are vaccinated. This is new. The Ministry of Health may temporarily close public or private premises with identified clusters of people infected with COVID-19. Now, business owners throughout the country must ensure employees are fully vaccinated. The Ministry of Health may temporarily close public or private premises with identified clusters of people infected with COVID-19. H. Public transport will continue. Earthquake. Public transport will continue with buses operating at full capacity with seated passengers only. Windows must be open for proper ventilation. Bus operators must ensure all passengers are vaccinated. Penalties will be applied for non-compliance. Now, I don't know if you guys know, there's really a telephone number. You have a code and a telephone number. You can literally type in that telephone number and code, and you can immediately get your results like that on a text message. Moto and bicycle taxis are permitted to carry passengers and must comply with the COVID-19 preventative measures. Operators and passengers must be vaccinated. Penalties will be applied for non-compliance. That is for your motos and your bicycle taxis. J. Tourism activity will continue in strict adherence with the COVID-19 health guidelines. This includes hotels, tour operators, and transport services facilitating guests. K. Physical conferences and meetings will continue at 50% occupancy. All participants must be fully vaccinated and present a COVID-19 PCR test result taken within 24 hours of the meeting. Okay. L. All services held at places of worship must not exceed 50% maximum occupancy. For the city of Kigali, places of worship must not exceed 30% maximum occupancy. Attendees must be vaccinated, and this applies nationwide. M. Wedding-related receptions are prohibited. Traditional, civil, and religious weddings may occur, but should not exceed 40 persons. This applies nationwide. Ceremonies conducted in homes should not exceed 20 persons. Local authorities must be informed 7 days before an event. All guests must be fully vaccinated and test negative for COVID-19 within 24 hours prior to the event. As much as possible, gatherings should take place outdoors or in well-ventilated spaces. Event organizers will be penalized for non-compliance with health measures. The Ministry of Local Government will issue detailed guidelines. I said 9. N. Parties and any other kind of celebrations or receptions are prohibited. Period, point blank. O. Nightclubs are suspended. Live band entertainment in other venues suspended. Organized concerts will be approved on a case-by-case basis by RDB. P. Restaurants shall continue to operate with a 50% occupancy limit. Restaurants with outdoor seating service may operate at 75% of venue capacity. Clients must be fully vaccinated. Q. Bars shall continue to operate with 50% occupancy limit. In adherence with COVID-19 preventative measures, bars must close by 8 p.m. This applies nationwide. Clients of the bars must be fully vaccinated because the way the vaccine hits when the alcohol hits, it's just like it's a concoction. It's a concoction. It makes it work. R. Individual and non-contact outdoor sports activities are permitted. The Ministry of Sports will provide detailed guidelines for professional sports teams. Okay, we still got one more page. Well, we went through the whole alphabet. S. Gyms and fitness centers will continue to reopen progressively. Customers must be fully vaccinated except for persons under the age of 12. They should possess COVID-19 test results taken within 24 hours. T. Swimming pools, massage parlors, saunas shall continue to open gradually. Customers must be fully vaccinated and should possess negative COVID-19 results taken within 24 hours. U. Attendance at wake and vigils should not exceed 20 persons at any one time. Funeral gatherings at gravesides should not exceed 50 persons. All attendees must present proof of negative COVID-19 test results taken within 24 hours. And V. Victory. Gaming activity shall resume gradually in accordance with guidelines provided by the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Did I say ministry? Ministry, industry. Yep. So those are basically the new outlines and rules. So not a lot of change, but a lot more emphasis on those who are vaccinated. I feel like I got the big head. Big head. Big head. Okay. I want to see if I'm able to share my screen so we can go through. I'm just going to give y'all a little taste of what I've been doing. And look at, the Twitter. There we go. Black love in the house. Yes, I see. Let me go back to another shared screen opportunity. That was photos. I'm trying to go to where. Here it is. Okay. So I'm doing the shared screen because I'm trying to show a couple of quick things here. Ministry of Health Twitter. I want to see if it can come up real quick. Don't know how things. Can you tell me? And real quick, subscribe. Click the link. Click, and then talk to me about what's going on where you are when it comes to this new variant, the Omicron variant. Sounds like Transformers more than meets the eye. So I don't sign up for Twitter, and that's why it's taking so long to read. Now, if you want to have all the updated information, what you want to do is definitely follow the Ministry of Health. Now, remember that communique came out on the Prime Minister's website, but on Twitter. But here it is here. And it just came out 45 minutes ago. Well, it came out, I'm not live anymore. So it came out 45 minutes since this recording. And then I am going to look at even right here. So this is just upon yesterday, where you can see the stats and everything here. And this is where it talks about confirmed cases. And there was 1,219 confirmed cases upon yesterday, which is new cases. This is too small for me to see. I can't tell you what it was. And so then we also need to look over here into our hospitalizations. And in yesterday, there were 9 hospitalizations. For the last 7 days, there's been 62. Out of those 62, 3 are critical cases. And so then we have our deaths. Today, we had 5 pass away. Condolences to 5 women who passed away. And then we had a total of 18. So our numbers are rising significantly, even looking at our, testing results of 6.2. And so there is quarantine measures going on and the work to really try to keep this from spreading as much as possible. So this was just Thursday. I'm going to see if I can go down to Wednesday, which is the 5th, which is right here. And we're going to pull up this one and see exactly what happened. So the prior day, it was 1,066 active cases. And so they had 5 deaths. No, that's hospitalizations. No, they have 5 deaths here as well. And so, these numbers are severe. What happens? Can I make this bigger? No. So one of the things too that this communique does show you is where are these active cases coming from. And if you see, it is now kind of coming all over the country. Before it was really just in Kigali City, and now it's spreading out to the surrounding districts. And then here are the people who have passed. There's an 81-year-old, a 67-year-old. Those both were in Kigali City. Muzanzi had a 32-year-old. Kazonza had a 26-year-old, and who had a 4-month-old that passed away. The infant, condolences to the families for that, and prayers and tears regarding that. So that's giving you just a little bit. There was additional information. I'm trying to see if it came out where I have it here. RBC, and let me come off the screen share so you can see me real quick. RBC has sent out a notice of, I don't know what it's called, like a notice of seriousness, but they did send out an official, no, it was not RBC, it was RDB. So Rwanda Development Board, and that's the entity that takes over and, houses the businesses. They issued a statement on strict adherence of COVID-19 guidelines by the tourism and hospitality entities. And they stated, in efforts to curb the ongoing spread of COVID-19 virus, the Rwanda Development Board would like to strongly remind all hospitality and tourism establishments to adhere to the health and safety measures, which are issued out by the Ministry of Health. RDB reminds all entities that violating certain measures will result in sanctions such as fines, temporary closure ranging from 1 to 3 months, and their following establishments have recently been sanctioned for violating COVID-19 preventative measures. And so there's actually 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the following places: Airport Inn Motel in Kanobi, 3 months temporary closure and a fine of 150,000 Rwandan francs. Amiris Hotel in Kamahura, 1 month temporary closure. Canal Olympia, which is in Ribeiro, 1 month closure, temporary closure. I think it's Chayez Lando Hotel in Ramira, 1 week temporary closure, a fine of 150 Rwandan francs. Hotel Tech Kabeza, 1 month temporary closure and a $150,000 fine. Colors Club Spa and Garden Resort in Kabagabaga, 1 month temporary closure. I can't say this one. Igito Igu. Make sure you check out the video of the Rwandan words that you need to check out. That one's a warning and a $300,000 fine. Pador Boutique Hotel, they had a warning and a $300,000 fine. Pasagisi Resort Hotel Ribeiro, 1 month closure, $150 fine. Ribeiro Resort in Ribeiro, 1 month closure, $150,000 fine. T2000 Hotel, a warning and a $300,000 fine. People Club, 3 months temporary closure and $150,000 fine. Peli Peli, Kabagabaga, but this says Peli Peli Invest Limited, so I don't know if that's the restaurant or not, but they had a warning and a $30,000 fine. La Villa Cafe and Suites in Naturama, warning and a $300,000 fine. Repub Lounge, Kimahura, 1 month temporary closure and $150,000 fine. Inca Steakhouse, Kimahura, a warning and $150,000 fine. Select Boutique Restaurant, a warning and $150,000 fine. So those are the ones that have just come out and issued today. RDB requests the public to report Hospitality and tourism establishments that do not comply with the COVID-19 measures. There is an email address, or you can simply get on your phone and call 1415. Also, the public is strongly advised to adhere to the COVID-19 preventative measures when visiting, especially catch that word, social distancing, hand washing, wearing face masks where required, and most importantly, respecting curfew hours. That's what happened. Those found in violation will also be penalized accordingly. And this was issued out on the 6th of 2022, which is actually now, that was Thursday, probably Thursday evening, and it came out in the morning. So that is kind of an update where we are with the restrictions and the measures, and if you're trying to come or not. I will just say it's a totally different life if you're vaccinated versus if you're not vaccinated. And so if you're coming and plan accordingly, make sure you have your information, all those things. At this point in time, you still can fly in if you're not vaccinated. That is not a thing that is, you can still fly in if you're unvaccinated. And so I actually have to go. But I'm so glad you tuned in. Please, you guys, share, subscribe, like, all of the things. Your girl on YouTube, I'm here. If you look at the upcoming videos, I've got more and more coming. Make sure you check out the merchandise at yourcousinconnection.com. And for those who are trying to come in and learn so much more, relocate to rwandateachable.com. You know what? Don't even worry about that. It's too many Toms. I got something for you. Give me 2 weeks. I got something for you because I'm making everything easier in the 2022. Like, see how easy it is for me to 2022? So we're going to make things easier. We're going to align things because we got a lot to attain. Yes. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.